Okay guys, it's me again. Hey, I'm going to show you today how I install a condenser partially. Right here is my suction line and my vapor line and my liquid line, and I'm going to show you how to get it through the wall to where it needs to go. So as soon as I get started back up, I'll be right at it again. Now that we got that hole through there, now it's time to thread the needle. This is the copper line set that carries the refrigerant back and forth from the condenser to the A coil. We're going to roll that out all the way and thread it into that hole. So let's see where we go from here. One of the things you have to worry about is making sure that all of these are tied up against that. Okay? Because when you pull that line set through there, you don't want it to kink in any way. A kink in any one of these systems will cause you big problems down the line. Don't tighten. One of my things is don't put that black tape on there so tight that it stuffs this line, because that's your condensate line. All the water coming off of that unit comes through this line and drains outside. You don't want that inside. So I'm going to go all the way down that, tightening this down every so often. Okay guys, you see, this is how it looks before I weld it. I'm going to weld this up. This is a filter dryer. Arrow always has to point towards the indoor unit. Before you weld these, you need to make sure you have your Schrader valves out, and make sure you got a wet rag wrapped around here, because if you don't, the seal inside this valve will burn up and release all your Freon, and then you'll be in dire straits. Once I get that welded up, I'll put some Rubitex on it and the welding will be done. If you remember in the last video, I made it, there's my 24 volt contactor wire that connects to the contactor, tells the unit to come on or not. This is the condensation line that comes out for the condensation pump that's inside. It removes all the excess water off of the A coil. So I'm going to weld this up in a few minutes, and the welding portion of this job will be complete. After I get that finished up, I will hook up my wiring. I'll run a whip from the disconnect over to here into my contactor to supply power. And then the installation of the condenser will be pretty much done, and I'll just have to pressure check, run a vacuum, and release the Freon. We have the finished product. Make sure you tape up your 24 volt line. It goes up into the contactor. Make sure you secure that nice and tight. Okay, now we're gonna look on there, and you can see it says max fuse or circuit breaker 25. That means that it calls for a 25 amp or less breaker in here, or fuse in here. So we're going to make sure that we got the right one to go in there so we can put her together, put the cover on, and the outside's done. This is the finished product. I'll probably cut that off right there so that it can drain correctly. But as you can see, the whip's in, filter dryer's in, Rubitex is on, 24 volts in, condensation's done, electrical's done. All I got left to do out here is clean up. Then I got a lot of work to do on the inside. So my partner's down there, helper's down there working right now. I'm getting ready to head down into the dungeon, and I'm pretty sure that's where demons go to die.